Hello and welcome to Quays News. I'm Sophie Sinnott.
And I'm Katie Louise Buxton, and we're your presenters for the news at 2:35.
Today's headlines, the latest on the cavalry horses that ran through London earlier this week. One horse's condition described as not looking good. A whistleblower has come forward claiming the barrack conditions are horrific.
The latest from the Post Office inquiry. Former Post Office executive Angela van der Bogert has been shown a letter from 2013 in which a sub-postmaster's daughter said she solely blames the Post Office for her father's death.
Royal Bolton Hospital has issued an urgent health warning to the public following a norovirus outbreak. The outbreak of the stomach bug has affected 6 wards. Firstly, we're all feeling the crunch of the cost of living crisis, aren't we?
Absolutely. So earlier this week, I went down to a shop in the Northern Quarter to find out what they're doing to attract new customers.
The Northern Quarter in Manchester is known for its independent cafes, bars, restaurants and small British-owned shops. But according to the Office of National Statistics, people in the UK are spending less and less on non-essential items, with 6 in 10 adults spending less due to the cost of living. But one small British-owned business doing a little bit extra to stand out is Lancs, a British-owned shoe company. So let's go find out what they're doing to stand out from the crowd.
Lancs started trading on market stalls around the northwest in 2018. With obsessive attention to detail, they have established a brand with adventure at its core. But how have they been affected by the cost of living crisis?
To get materials in for the company and stuff like that has been more expensive. So we've had to do a slight increase in price and stuff like that. But people have to justify like spending the amount of money to buy the pair of shoes, so we have to make sure it's quality and worthwhile.
One way Lancs are engaging new customers is through brand collaboration. They recently joined forces to brew their own beer with Farmyard Brew Co., a fellow Lancastrian company. They hosted an evening at their Manchester store, giving free cans to passers-by and inviting them in. A recent Forbes advisory survey reported that 69% of UK shoppers prefer to split their purchases between big and small businesses, with 43% finding that small businesses provide a better quality and service, with customers wanting to know if their items are ethically sourced and sustainable.
We've had to be loads more careful, although I have not been careful today. I have bought very expensive shoes. However, they will last for a really long time. And we tend to be pretty cautious about, I'm not a very disposable kind of people. So the fact that you can get the shoes resold means it's like planning into the future. So we're still being thoughtful about things like that.
Katie Louise Buxton, reporting for Quays News.
The world's first anti-cancer injection is currently undergoing trials in a Newcastle hospital. Here's what the public had to say.
So as we discussed before, I think it would be a good thing if they maybe had vaccines that will cure skin cancer or that would help treat skin cancer instead of using, like chemotherapy and stuff like that, because then the person isn't having to go through, I've had a friend who's had cancer before, they had chemotherapy and it sort of wiped them out a bit, but if they're having an injection that may be better for them, then yeah, why not?
Personally, I feel like having a vaccine for this is a good thing because cancer affects so many people. I know that a lot of people are wary of vaccines because they don't know what's in them, but personally I think so much research has gone into creating vaccines that I think they're trustworthy, and the NHS is only trying to help us. So if there's a vaccine and there's a trial on, I think it's a good thing overall.
On the 6th of March 2024, St Helens RLFC have made history for themselves since announcing that they will be providing their female team with match payments from the 2024 season. With the female version of the sport becoming more and more popular, the St Helens captain, Jodie Cunningham, has expressed her views on this historic news. Molly Horton visits the Totally Wicked Stadium to find out more from Jodie.
History is being made once again for St Helens Rugby Club. Pure joy can only describe Jodie Cunningham's feelings regarding her team receiving match payments from this 2024 Super League season.
I think it means something different for everyone, that we're now starting to receive match payments. I think for the likes of myself, some of the more senior girls like Emily Rudge, Shelley Crowell, that we've played the game for a long time and seen it pretty rubbish. For us, I think it's more like the symbol of what getting paid means, the fact that what we do on a pitch has been valued enough to be paid for.
From playing in a local park to now calling the Totally Wicked Stadium their home, this female team are finally being credited. Chairman Eamon McManus said the move to pay players was deserved recognition.
I think Eamon's always been such a big supporter of us. Even when we were Fat Away ladies and we had nothing to do with the club, I remember Eamon coming and congratulating the girls when we won various other finals because we were St Helens team. So he's always been really supportive, and particularly last year I think he probably had a more closer bond with us as a team because he came to Wembley with us.
In Merseyside, the growth of local female rugby teams continues. 16-year-old Wigan Warriors scholar Lily Sherron feels inspired by this recent news.
It's really exciting because if they've got it now, we're going through and we're going to get it when we get older, hopefully. And if they start, it will just start other clubs doing it as well.
Even though the female version of the sport continues to gain more attention, not all Super League teams are paying their players.
Currently, only 4 female teams are receiving payments from their clubs. Although this is an improvement from last year's season, the main question is, when will all teams start earning payments?
I don't know what the future looks like because I probably couldn't have predicted we'd be here today. So, all I know is it's going in the right direction, and hopefully the clubs are starting to see the value in having a women's team so that they want to invest going forward.
Molly Horton, St Helens.
And Molly joins us now. Have there been any new developments regarding the women's pay?
There hasn't been any more changes yet, as this is still quite recent news. However, this is early days for female rugby, but this is a huge step in the right direction and we can only hope for more.
Absolutely. Such brilliant news for women's sport. What else is going on within the sporting world this week?
Well, the Merseyside derby took place this Wednesday, and to much surprise, Everton beat Liverpool a shocking 2-0. And earlier this week, Arsenal beat Chelsea 5-0, moving them to the top of the league. Moving on, the weeks began for Super League fans. St Helens played Huddersfield last night and narrowly took the 2 points from a 13-12 win. With more Super League games to come this weekend, Castle and Dragons versus Lee Leopards are live tonight on Sky Sports Arena. The Dragons are eager for the win to take them to the top of the table. And finally, darts news this week. Luke Littler has moved 5 points clear of Luke Humphreys at the top of the darts Premier League table, with his dominating win yesterday over Rob Cross in Liverpool. That's all for your sports news today. Back to you, Sophie and Katie.
As a proud Evertonian, it was a brilliant week for me. Thanks, Molly.
Now, spring has sprung and we're all feeling the urge to get outside. A community garden in Widnes opens its doors, inviting people to join and immerse themselves in the world of gardening this season. I went to visit the Wonky Garden to find out more about how this garden is helping to promote positive mental well-being within the community. Spring season are taking place with an emphasis on community, and encouraging new friendships to blossom. The Wonky Garden strives to build connections within the local community and gives volunteers an opportunity to give back. This garden regularly hosts events for the community along with welcoming school groups and other local charities. The Wonky Garden has also been recently nominated for the King's Award for Voluntary Service and has plans to continue expanding the project further. I spoke with the organiser of this project to find out more.
The Wonky Garden was an easy name to come up with because we wanted to come up with a name that really said life's not perfect, have a go, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. We wanted to create something that was a beautiful space to simply enjoy, but somewhere where you could get the benefits from a physical and mental health perspective and meet new friends.
Now we'll speak to Oliver.
Now, here's Ian with your entertainment updates for this week. What's going on, Ian?
Thanks, Katie. Manchester's new Co-op Arena has postponed its grand opening to May because it's still not ready. The venue is now the UK's biggest indoor arena. Comedian Peter Kay's opening shows were due to take place this week, but have been delayed again. Co-op Live manager Gary Roden resigned on Thursday after a series of problems. Drake has been ordered to delete his new diss track featuring the AI-generated voice of Tupac Shakur. Tupac's estate not only took issue with Drake using a clone of the rapper's voice, but added the fact that it was used in a Kendrick Lamar diss compounds the insult. And finally, Jack Whitehall reacts after Prince William calls his jokes dad-like. In a light-hearted split-screen video, Whitehall reacts to the Prince's comments, saying he's been the victim of outrageous shading. Over to you, Katie.
Thanks very much, Ian. And now it is time for the weather from Oliver Sykes.
Good afternoon. This is the weather for Greater Manchester. There'll be sunny intervals this afternoon with a gentle breeze and will turn cloudy later on. We will see top temperatures of 11 degrees. There'll be a chance of light rain early this evening and sunset will be at 8:30 this evening. Looking ahead to the weekend, Saturday the sun will rise at 5:42 and will be similar in temperature, but will begin sunny, however turning cloudy for the afternoon. The wind will be more of a moderate breeze and the sun setting at 8:32. Sunday will be cloudy to begin with. However, there will be heavy rain around 10 a.m, which will ease by mid-afternoon. There again will be a moderate breeze. Top temperatures of 11 degrees and sunrise will be at 5:40 and sunset will be at 8:34. That's all from me. Enjoy your weekend.
That's all we have time for today on Quays News. I'm Sophie Sinnott.
And I'm Katie Louise Buxton. Thank you and goodbye.